Welcome to the Wedco podcast, your ultimate guide to the wedding world. Whether you're a bride, groom, or wedding vendor, this is the place to be. Join us as we dive into real stories, expert advice, and behind-the-scenes insights to help you plan the perfect day. So grab a seat and let's celebrate love, connection, and creativity together. Before we get into this episode, I'd love to ask you a super quick and easy favor. If you're enjoying the Wedco podcast, please hit that follow button on Apple, Spotify, or YouTube. It might seem small, but it makes a huge difference in helping the podcast grow and means I can keep bringing on amazing vendors to share their insights with you. Thank you so much for your support. It truly means the world. Do couples come to you and they be like, look, I love this cocktail, this cocktail, this cocktail?
Obviously, cocktails are a big part of what we do, and to have it at a wedding is awesome. I've never been to a wedding that's had a cocktail bar like ours. So, and then we'll kind of give them advice. Like quite often people will go, all right, over 7 hours, I want cocktails served all night and I want espresso martinis served. And we always say to them, espresso martinis over a 7-hour period is never going to be a sessionable cocktail to drink. Let's focus on, you know, a spritz based or a margarita or something that's going to be sessionable over 7 hours.
Well, yeah, something like more light and festive, like where people can kind of come back to it as well.
The weather plays a big part in it. You know, when it kind of the temperature starts to drop, you know, you'll see drink menus that have mulled wine and, you know, Negronis.
Do you want to maybe outline like 3 or 4 of the different ones?
They've all got names starting with F. So Frankie, Flo and Fern, Freya. You know, quite often we'll get custom requests. So the bride and groom have maybe dined at a restaurant and they've had a cocktail there that, you know, means a lot to them too. So we'll kind of then, you know, search the restaurant, find their cocktail menu, you know, find the ingredients and try and recreate that cocktail for the bride and groom.
Does expansion look like franchising out? You know
Probably franchising. You know, Alex and I can't do it all. You know, we seriously, as much as I would love to be in 100 places at once, I seriously can't.
Do you want to talk about like the difference between, okay, like the starting point and like where you are now, I guess?
When we started, it was literally just Alex and I, one bar. So we decided, why don't we make the big move to Southeast Queensland? And why don't I just quit my job, lease a warehouse and hope that it all falls into place? And I think we were about 4 weeks into being in Southeast Queensland and the bookings were just like coming in like crazy. And we're like, oh, do we have enough staff to be able to do all these events? You know, this year we've got over 160 bookings booked in.
Have either of you had businesses prior to this?
But no, never owned a business in itself. Alex had no hospitality background. He had a mining background, but I'd always been in hospitality and in management.
That's amazing that you had like the forethought to kind of think about that, because everyone's like, yeah, you know, you got to network. Yeah. But yeah, you find like once you do get in with a few venues like that, it can kind of change the whole trajectory of a business.
And we actually sent a heap of venues, PR packs that we did ourselves that had a little cocktail shaker and little cocktail recipe kit in there. And it helped, you know. A big part of what we do is we want it to be premium. We want to focus on, you know, good tasting cocktails, premium ingredients. You know, like in our margaritas, we focus on like fresh lime juice and those little bits and pieces that you just can't put in a big keg of cocktail mix.
Thanks for tuning in to the Wedco podcast. If you love this episode, don't forget to subscribe, follow, and share it with your friends. We'd love to hear your thoughts, so leave a review or connect with us on social media. New episodes drop every week, so be sure to join us next time for more wedding inspiration, tips, and stories. Until then, happy planning, and we'll see you soon.